Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm at the Phoenix Botanical Gardens, the Desert Botanical Gardens today. It's a Saturday morning. It's kind of hot, so I don't know how much of this walk I'm actually going to enjoy, but I'm going to go check out to see some of these exhibits. Supposed to have an exhibit for cactus and like potted succulents. So I don't know how involved that'll be, but I'm going to go check it out. I have a pass, so I need to make some use of it. So it's about to get really, really hot down here in the desert, so I think running low on days that I can do outdoor activities. So there's a big group coming through. So let's see. All right, that's the entrance. So I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, I'm inside the garden now. I'm gonna check out the succulents. I looked on the map and I see that they're off to the left, but there's also a butterfly pavilion off to the right. So I think I'm gonna go check out the butterfly pavilion first, and then it's right here nearby. And then from there, I'm gonna head over to the succulents and I'll get some footage on that. So, anyways. Look and see what's out here. It's bright out here, so it's kind of hard to see what I'm filming. But anyways, this is just the main entrance, and it goes off into two separate areas. The right area looks like it has like the restaurant and the gift shop and your main, I guess, interpretive trail. And then the left side looks like it's got the longer trails with different gardens and stuff. So. Like I said, it's kind of bright, so it's actually kind of hard to see what I'm filming. So hopefully this isn't a real disorienting kind of thing. So anyways, let me just go ahead and pause so I walk over to the pavilion. All right, guys, here's some of the cactus that are here at the entryway. Let's get a shot of these. Crap. Extremely bright out here. This is called the Old Man. He's called here. Mexican fire barrel cactus. Well, there you go. It's called the fire barrel cactus because I'm guessing because of the shape and because it's kind of stout and because it's got the red quills. Another one looks like a pumpkin. Actually, one's like a cluster. In case anybody's watching this and they're screaming at their screen because they know the names of all these plants, and sorry, I'm just come here to enjoy them aesthetically, but I have to rely on the name placards also. This is teddy bear cholla. It's a big saguaro there. There's some other cactus clusters. Pretty big forest over here. Alright, let's head towards the entrance. I'm gonna pause it for a second so I can walk. But let's head towards the entrance and let's see if we can find that butterfly pavilion. Alright guys, here's the map of this little trail here. I'm not sure if the butterfly pavilion will still be open, so let's go in. Let's go trek forward and check this out. There's a lot of people here though, so it's kind of hard to walk and film at the same time, so maybe I'll just pause and just wait till we get to the pavilion. Give you guys a quick view of what it looks like. These are some of the meandering paths. Okay, so looks like Mr. Moneybags over here is renting out part of the park, so I guess we'll go see what else is going on somewhere else. It's a warm day too. Not as bad as it's gonna get later in the summer, but it's starting to get there. And I have a backpack with me with some water and a coconut water, a handkerchief, some sunscreen, and believe it or not, I actually have a freaking stick of deodorant in my backpack. So I think I'm pretty. There's some wildflowers. They're pretty nice. So I'm guessing we stick on the right. So maybe we'll do some of that. Like I said, I might have to pause for a second because it's kind of awkward walking and having this thing running at the same time. And it's even more awkward when I run across people on the trail and I'm like talking out loud to myself. Not sure what this is called, but it looks like it's got some fruit on there, like some prickly pear. I wish I knew the name, but I might have to look it up later. There's actually, now that I think about it, I think I've got an app that actually identifies plants if you like take a picture of them, but I'm like recording right now, so I don't think it's gonna. Maybe I'll come back a later time and scan some plants and get an idea of their names and stuff. But for now, I'm just enjoying them, I guess, in an aesthetic way. It's pretty interesting too. Some more of that cholla with those prickly pear, with the unripened. Oh wow, that bird spooked me. That bird spooked me because I honestly thought it was for a second when I was walking by. I saw something gray walking by and I was like, holy moly, a rat. But it's actually some sort of, looks like just a regular common bird. Alright, looks like we're coming up here on a little kiosk. Let me show you some of these plants over here. They look like agave. Okay, I was gonna say, it look like aloe vera, but I know they're not aloe vera. They're too big and the leaves are too like flat. Let's see. It's just a display here for flowers. You definitely want to be like, it's not as remote as going off into the wilderness for a hike, but I think you definitely do want to have like your water and your sunscreen and all that. I can already tell it's gonna be a hot day. It's getting close to midday, so let's see. It's called the Boulder Garden. Oh, well, that makes sense because there's some cactus and stuff growing around the boulders. Not boulder like a bold and taking advantage of fate. A boulder like a big rock. That's cool. Oh. Alright guys, I made it to the butterfly garden. I want to give you guys a look at what I'm looking at over here. It's basically just a small little garden, a little enclosed garden. Got a lot of pollinated flowers, or flowers requiring pollination, which I don't know if that's all of them or what, but there's some bees and stuff, butterflies, some wildflowers. Sorry guys, trying to film while people are around is kind of tricky. I don't mind them showing up in the background or wherever, or picking up their conversations, but sometimes I just walk directly in front and I really can't say anything because it's a public space. Actually, this is a private property, but I mean, it's open to the public. And I don't know how much I'm gonna get use out of the camera. It's been closing down because it's overheating because it's so hot today. So there may not really be much footage today. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna get out of the battery or whatever it is that's overheating. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm overheating myself. It's getting pretty hot. So what's going on over here?
Yeah, but these totally covers my ears. This doesn't cover my neck.
It's kind of a maze-like environment here. I got a map, but I haven't really been consulting it this whole time. I'm just walking around, and I kind of generally know that I need to go that way, to my right. So I started heading back there. I think the cactus and the succulents are, the cacti, I'm sorry. I think they're in like an air-conditioned area, so hopefully my camera won't be overheating and I can get some footage there. And then I don't know how much of a how much footage I'm gonna be able to get out here, because it's like I said, it's either my battery or something's overheating. So, but really it's kind of a hot day today. It's gonna start to get pretty extreme out here. It's living out here in the Arizona desert. So okay, I'm to a little crossway here. I think this is the entrance again, so I think if I head out that way, I think I'll end up coming across that succulents display. So let me go ahead and put you guys on pause so I can walk over there so the phone's not overheating. Alright guys, I had to stop and get in the shade a little bit. It's pretty hot out here. But I did take a look at the map, and I think I've got an idea of how to get to the succulent garden / show. So I think from like what I saw on the website, it looks like it's going to be a little display of like potted cacti and some other kind of like potted plants, like outdoor plants. So I don't know how much of the footage I'll be able to pick up on the way over to that display. With the heat, it's making my camera overheat. So I'll probably just pause it for a little while, and then if I see anything interesting along the way, I'll go ahead and get on and see if I can get some footage. But there's a lot of people walking through, so it's kind of weird. It's kind of awkward walking through with the selfie stick. But everywhere you go, there's like some cool like plants. And let me see if I can. Basically in the courtyard right now, so I think if I head this way where the camera's pointing, I think that'll eventually take me to the succulent show. So wish me luck, guys. Hopefully the camera won't give out too early today. So alright, well, I did say I was going to check in if I saw anything interesting. So a statue of a lady, looks like some shrub lady, kind of got some curves. Whoa, it's a little X-rated. I might need to edit that out. Oh, no. Wow, such an obscene display they got here on the public. Anyways, I'm headed towards I hope I'm headed towards the succulent show. But anyways, I'm gonna pause again because like I said, the camera's overheating. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, I just talked to a nice man who is actually carrying out some cacti, some potted cacti. So he told me to follow along on, let me show you guys, along on this path over here that I'm on currently. So I think if I go that way, and I think it's further up, maybe about I don't know, 40-60 yards maybe. So I'll check in a second. This looks kind of cool. It's called a desert oasis, and looks like it's little like a little grow area out here. I haven't been out here before, so I'm guessing it's gonna, well, I'm hoping to have a landscape like as a cooling off station, but maybe they just call it an oasis. But I have some high hopes that the succulent garden is somewhere over here, because I really don't want to be like doing less like aimless walking. Not today anyways. Normally aimless walking is kind of part of the fun, but days when it's kind of hot, it's like the fun kind of wears out kind of quickly, and then you're kind of like, all right, like where's the parking lot at? How do I get back to my car? Okay, so this looks like it's what they call the desert oasis. Wow, it goes really tall. I shouldn't get too far off the beaten path, because I think the succulent exhibit is somewhere over here. So like some more barrel cacti. What are those? Golden barrels. Okay, that makes sense. They got a golden color to them. That's kind of nice. I don't know if there's a name to that at all. I haven't been here before orienting. I'm not sure if there's any like rhyme or reason to the paths. I think you just have to kind of know where you're going, because nothing's marked really. I mean, the gardens are marked, but there's no like intersections. So I just know going over in this general direction. I think I'm gonna hit that succulent exhibit, so we'll keep going that way. You're seeing some different colored aloe vera plants. Now, as far as oasis, I will say there is a lot of canopy cover here and a lot of shade, so maybe that's what they mean by oasis. Because I'm like, I'm actually enjoying myself standing out here in the shade. I mean, walking out like outside in that area by the mountains. Ooh boy, that's brutal. But I think we should be okay. So go out to the main trail. I guess this is just a little side garden. So let's go out to the main trail and let me go ahead and I'll check in with you guys in a little bit once I get to the succulent garden. It's kind of interesting, guys. Earlier I was mentioning about how the agave and the aloe plants look pretty similar. There's actually a little garden here that highlights that. I got some different, I think those are aloe. A little display here kind of touches on that. Calls them century plants, so the agave. I didn't know that was another name for it. So this is an agave, and this is the aloe. It says they come from different parts of the world, even though they look similar. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know how you can tell them. I guess maybe just I think the agave, or the quote-unquote century plant, looks like its leaves are flatter than the aloe. This is the agave. Alright guys, I just walked into another garden. It's called the Plants and People of the Desert Garden. It's supposed to highlight how I think how indigenous people used to live off the land for here. And that's where it goes into. I'm not sure how long this is. I wasn't actually planning on doing this, but I can't find that succulent exhibit, so I'm gonna go ahead and just check this out, because I think I saw that there was like little huts and stuff. I think there might be something kind of interesting, and this is at the edge of the west of the gardens anyway, so once I get here I can loop back around and go back towards wherever I made a wrong turn. But see what's going on over here. And like I said, I might be limited on how much I can record at one time, because I know the camera's overheating due to it being pretty hot outside, and on top of that I'm probably overheating myself because it's not too fun. Actually it's not too bad. It actually gets worse later in the summer, but you definitely want to put a limit to your exposure out here. Looks like they got one covered. I don't know what's wrong with that one. Huh. Like it's sick or something, I don't know. Well, there's a few of them here that got covers on them. I'm not sure what's going on. This is mostly just like a walk in the desert. I brought some water with me, but I didn't bring my Camelback, so stop and take a break and get the canteen out of my backpack. Which, had I known it was going to be this hot, I would have just brought my Camelback. It would have been a lot more convenient, a lot easier to drink water as I'm moving around. Okay, here's a little hut. So I guess this is kind of like supposed to be an example of how people might have lived out in the desert, how they might have survived out in the desert. Except I don't think they would have had this metal chair here. Or maybe, who knows, maybe a more modern interpretation of it. Feels kind of sturdy. Yeah, doesn't feel like it's shaking. I mean, these anyways feel sturdy enough. I mean, not that I would try to bring this thing down anyways, but I'd imagine you'd have to like cover the roof with something. But then again, I guess it doesn't rain much in the desert, so I guess it's not really a huge deal. You can kind of get an idea. Like if I had a shelter out in the desert, this is what I'd be doing on a Saturday. I'd just be chilling, staying out of the sun, staying in the quote-unquote shade. Let's see what's going on in this information little booth. Oh, that's just Spanish. Some big saguaros over there too. Let's see if we can find another hut further up, and then I think I'll need to stop and maybe get some water or cool off a little bit. And I'll go ahead and hit the pause button at that point too, because I figure, oh, it's kind of nice. It's nice of them to provide that. Does it work? It does. Well, I've got water in the canteen right now, but maybe on the way back. Looks like somebody got a little crazy with the water too over here. Some mud. Probably from people filling up their water station. Oh boy. Yeah, like I said, it's a pretty hot day, but I think we're gonna be running out of these type of weekends, or we're gonna be running out of weekends overall. Because I think there's only gonna be maybe 2-3 weeks at the most, at that, if that, before we start getting into the triple digits, and then it's gonna be probably, I don't even think this would be a good idea, because I can tolerate 98, 99, but start getting up until like 115, 120, that's when it's like, I think I'll just stay inside. You got that kind of vibe. You can't do stuff early in the morning, but you have to like, it almost be like farmer hours, like waking up at like 3, 4 in the morning and being out of the house by 5 in the morning kind of thing, which can be done, but it's hard to do it on a Saturday or Sunday if it's your only day off. I can do it sometimes, but sometimes it's just like, man, I'm not gonna lie, man, sometimes it feels good to sleep in. But it's kind of cool. It's like a little pond here. Let me see if I can. I guess this is what they call a desert oasis. I was thinking it was a shaded area earlier, but this is the actual little oasis. I don't know if this is probably not a naturally occurring pond. Probably they pump water into it. But I'm not gonna lie, man, I am so tempted to jump in that freaking thing right now. Well, I mean, I'm not honestly tempted to do it, but it does seem like it would be really, really cooling right now. Like, I'm starting to feel like dry spittle on my lips, and and then not only that, the camera's overheating also. So I don't think neither the camera nor I are built for a long adventure today. Oh wow, something kind of spooked me there. What is that? Like something is like scurrying. I'm not sure what that was. It was like a bird, maybe a roadrunner. I don't know, but they got pretty spooked by me walking by, and honestly, I got pretty spooked by it also. So I think we just both decided to go our separate ways. Actually feels nice in this area right now. There's a breeze blowing, and significantly cooler out here. There's some people walking by. Alright guys, here we're coming up on supposed to be a little native garden, like a garden that native people would have grown back in the day, or I don't know if that's the current setup that people use, but basically it's just looks like these like some branches from a cholla. It's a garden of little edibles from the desert. And not the hallucinogenic edibles, I mean like maize and corn and your basic food necessities. Not your raver party necessities. Over here, I think they said there's supposed to be a bench where stuff is drying. This might not be it. Looks like some gourds though. And a little simple structure. I think that's just to keep the sun out a little bit, but this thing won't stand up in the rain or wind, so I'm not sure what that little area is for. Let's keep going forward. Alright, like a hut coming up here. See if we can get some footage of it. Looks like another little garden out here also. A traditional Akelam Orham household. Huh. I'm not sure if we're supposed to, but I'm gonna go ahead and just poke my head inside. So just think, back in the day, you get home from a day of hunting and gathering or growing some crops, and this would be it for the evening. Stretch out here and maybe put one of your blankets on the floor, and when the sun goes down, maybe play your cedar flute. Maybe go outside and start a fire, and then probably about 6 or 7 p.m. you're probably in bed going to sleep. So, and I'd imagine you're probably somewhere away from the edge, I guess. And I don't know. I guess you'd have to just hope that it's not going to rain. If it rains, I imagine you just accept that you're going to get wet. But it's actually not too hot in here compared to out there. So I guess it does help some. Just take a step outside. It looks like another little, just a little garden or something. A little outhouse maybe. Oh no, this is a fire area, I think. Yeah. So that's what I was saying. Maybe when you came home, come outside, sit by the fire, play your cedar flute, and then retire for the night. This is probably like your little porch, little sitting area. What is this here? A ramada, yeah. So this is probably like the wealthier people had a little ramada out here where they can host little family gatherings and invite neighbors over and stuff. Same situation. Roof is going to keep maybe like 60% of the sun out, but I wouldn't trust it in high wind or rain. Let's see something over here too. Take a look at. What's going on over here? Like a little mesquite. What is it? A bosque? Oh, so it's just like a little gathering of mesquite trees. And I think that's what the fence was of that garden back there. I think it was either the mesquite branches or it was branches from the cholla cactus. So, looks like it's a little bit just more basic walking. So I'm going to go ahead and pause and see if we come up with something interesting. All right, guys, I stopped in a little shaded area for a second. I think I mentioned it enough, but yeah, it's pretty hot out today. I'll just show you a little grassy area here. Let's call it a semi-desert grass or semi-grass desert. Remember what it said. Let me just walk up to it. The semi-desert grassland. And you don't really see this type of grass in this area. Really, you don't see grass, period, really. You see like a lot of shrubs and a lot of what they call desert chaparral, but you don't really see grass. You hardly ever see fields of grass, so that caught my attention. And I'm not sure what these are, these little shrubs. They're called baskets. This is what they call these here. Baskets. It's of course the desert's in the background, and it's getting pretty hot, so I'm going to try to loop back towards the main area. I'm going to give that give the search for that succulent exhibit one last go, and then I think if I can't make it, I think I might just wrap it up pretty soon, because it's getting close to midday and it's not it's getting pretty hot out here. So anyways, let's see, let me head out over this way towards the path, and then I loop back towards the main courtyard. Hopefully from there I can find the succulent exhibit and I can get some more footage for you guys. There's another hut coming up, so I thought I'd get some footage for you guys. Some people coming up too, so hopefully Alright. This hut looks like a little bit taller than the other one. The last one went into, I had to duck to get inside of, so this is I guess this is Apache, so I guess it's a different I don't know if it's a different culture or a different time period or what, but this looks like it says it's an Apache household. At least you can walk into it without crouching. Like I said, I don't know if it's bad form for me to be in here, so I'm just gonna get a quick view of this. But that roof area looks like it needs some attention, but the side walls actually don't look too bad. Like I said, if you were in here, if you were like an Apache teenager, wouldn't be able to hide out in your room all the time. You know where to hide. You and your parents own the main living area, so I'd imagine people probably didn't spend a whole lot of time in quote unquote inside, unless it was, you know, just for survival. But let's see if I can get some footage here. And it looks like they got some tarps here. I don't know if that's considered part of the Apache design. I think that might have been just added by the park. So I'll make a mental note of that, because I don't think that's authentic. And man, guys, I can't stress enough how freaking hot it is out here. Looks like looks like a fire pit here. That'd make a nice little bonfire if you could use it, but I'm sure it's just for decoration. And here's another bench ramada. This one looks like it's got like sticks or like wood. The other one looked like it had like, I don't know, like grass. So this might be like a different culture or a different type of design, because it looks a little sturdier. But I think this is an actual rest station, so I think you can actually sit here and chill. But I don't want to do that, because I don't want to get too addicted to stopping and resting, because it's pretty hot. So let me just go ahead and keep moving, and hopefully I can get back to the main courtyard pretty soon. There's another water station here. But I'm glad there's water stations occasionally out here, because, you know, that way if you drink through your water, you can refill it when you're out here. And actually, I'm kind of curious to see if it's cold water, so let me give it a shot. It's coldish water. It's not super cold, but that's expected because the station's out here in the middle of the freaking desert. But I did notice that if you start drinking out of it, like the first amount of water that comes out of the tube is kind of lukewarm, but then it just starts getting colder. But the taste is not great, but it's not bad either. But for being out here in the middle of the desert and for being available like that, it makes a huge difference because that way you don't have to carry, you know, quarts and quarts of water. You can get by just I have a 32-ounce canteen, so it seems like it's more than enough. And if you start to run low, you'll find the water station where you can fill back up. But let me get some footage here of this little. It's kind of cool. It looks like another little like replica of like a little housing area, a little native area. You got your family garden here where they grow their crops. A little simple structure. The roof on this one looks like it's made out of that choya. Same thing that the fence, that first garden was made out of. Seems pretty sturdy. I don't know why I'm shaking it, because I'm over here shaking it to check the sturdiness, and it's like a thing, because like, what if I were to shake it and it were to fall down and like get damaged and destroyed? Like, I'd be like, why'd I do that? But anyways, oh geez, I'm hoping I can find the end of this little trail pretty soon, because I think I got my fill of plants. I'm getting close to my fill of plants for the day, and I think I'm kind of starting to get to the point where like, okay, oh, I think I see something over there. Okay, so let me put on pause for a little while. I took a quick detour into a little gift shop. Let me show you some of the plants they have here for sale. Some garden accessories.
It is getting warm.
The beginning.
It's just the beginning, you're right.
Took a quick look inside also. He's kind of cute. Okay. I could maybe do some socks or a t-shirt. Not that I need them, but you know. Alright, let me head outside in a second. Alright guys, I was about to give up and just head out for the day, but I asked somebody at the gift shop, man, check this out. And I actually passed by it earlier because it's by this statue, so I just walked by it earlier and I didn't even notice. But I'm gonna walk in there and see if there's still any plants in the exhibit. Supposedly they're supposed to have some plants for sale and stuff like that, so before I leave I want to check it out, but we'll see, because I'm getting pretty burned out already. So let's move on ahead guys and see how much gas I got left in the tank to finish this adventure out. So I'll check in a little bit. Alright guys, there was a ton of work involved, but I finally found the area. So we'll take a quick scan of the room, because I'm starting to overheat, man. It's like some award winners. And if you are plant fanatics, you're missing out. There's a good sale going on here at the Desert Botanical Garden. Or actually, I think these are just in display, but I do think they are selling some seeds. So that looks interesting. It looks like bean sprouts almost. I'm not sure if those might be the ones that are for sale.
So that one up front just really.
Let me see if I can do
It's
yeah, so you can then post. Sometimes it gets. No, I'm not getting to species.
A lot of interesting varieties over here. Oh, that one's almost into the aisle.
People's Choice Contest. Awards for the best plants are up here.
That's pretty interesting. What's that? Textures on these are pretty interesting. Some of these almost look alien-like. Almost looks like some people wrestling. Past these people. Boy, this looks interesting. Oh, that looks really interesting. What's this?
Mammal area is probably the biggest. Actually broken it up into 6 inch, not too smaller. Owls are really big. They're also broken up by size.
Wow. I would never think I'd see something like that in the desert.
Less common, so
And I have to look it up because I can never pronounce the name. I think I'm the only one in one category.
it's out of pilot.
I think this might be the end of it. I want to go on pretty quick. Well, guys, it took a while. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of effort, but I finally made it to the succulent exhibit at the Desert Botanical Garden. Along the way, I ended up doing a couple of trails. I did the, I think it's called the People of the Desert Living. I have to look up the name of it, but that's the trail that had all those huts, and then also the desert oasis we passed through. Then I did a stint at the gift shop, and I walked through the butterfly garden earlier, but my camera was overheating, so I wasn't able to get much footage of the butterfly garden. So I'll come back later with either a better setup or just when the weather's a little bit better. So I think I'm gonna head out to the exit now because this video has probably been running pretty long and it's getting pretty hot out here. I think I'm starting to get ready for lunch, and I'm not really feeling the food court over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and head out. And I might try hitting up some friends later for a Google Meet, but if not, we'll see if I can get a chance to come out here again some other time, and I'll check with you guys later. Okay, thanks.